The Greenlandic Inuit maintained a protein supply for millennia in one of the least biologically productive environments on Earth. They did this not through agricultural intensification, not through industrial aquaculture, and not through feedlot livestock, but through intimate knowledge of marine ecosystems, deeply embedded cultural norms around sustainable harvesting, and seasonal restriction that allowed animal populations to regenerate. The traditional relationship between Inuit hunters and the animals they depended upon was not one of extraction but of stewardship. It had to be. There was no other option in an environment where overexploitation would mean starvation. This context is worth sitting with as the world grapples with the sustainability of global protein systems. Industrial animal agriculture is responsible for significant greenhouse gas emissions, land use, water consumption, and environmental degradation at a scale that is not indefinitely sustainable. The conversation about protein sustainability has expanded to include plant-based alternatives, cultivated meat, insect protein, and algae. Alternatives that may play genuine roles in reducing the environmental cost of feeding a growing global population. But it is also worth examining the marine protein model more carefully before accepting the narrative that all animal-sourced protein carries equivalent environmental cost. Well-managed wild fisheries represent a genuinely different category of protein production than feedlot beef or intensively farmed salmon. Fish convert feed to protein with far greater efficiency than land mammals. Small pelagic fish, sardines, anchovies, herring, mackerel feed low on the food chain, reproduce rapidly, and can be harvested at sustainable yields when managed responsibly. These species also happen to be among the highest omega-3 content foods available and among the lowest in contamination. They are, in almost every nutritional and environmental metric, among the most defensible protein sources a modern person can choose. The challenge is that wild fisheries management has a troubled track record. Overfishing has depleted populations of cod, bluefin tuna, orange roughy, and many other species to commercially unviable or ecologically concerning levels. The certification systems that exist, the Marine Stewardship Council, for example, provide imperfect but meaningful guidance for consumers attempting to choose sustainable options. The warning is not to avoid marine protein, but to engage with its sourcing thoughtfully. The traditional Inuit model succeeded because the culture possessed detailed ecological knowledge and treated restraint as a survival necessity. Modern consumers participating in global supply chains must rely on certification, transparency, and policy to approximate that accountability. It is an imperfect substitute, but not an impossible one.